Up stoned. We're going for a quick start today. Yeah, I did all my prep stuff before sitting down for the first time in forever, pretty much. But I got my coffee. We actually have some Liquid Death. I wanted to do some Liquid Death tasting tonight because we got the mango flavor, the berry flavor, and then the white and black, the standard water and the sparkling water. Well, it was on sale for $3 a case, so not as fancy as you think. But typically, yeah, it's pretty damn expensive, so. I've got the case of white cans in here right now. Yeah, dude, we fucking stocked up. We filled the fridge with that shit. No, we actually haven't even finished Silent Hill 1 because I've been super busy. I've only been able to do like 3.5 hour streams. But tonight, I don't have shit going on, so we can finish 1, update Silent Hill 2 Enhanced, and maybe even play the newest patch, which is 60 FPS and full mouse and keyboard support. So we might do that. We'll see. I've got my white can here, Tall Boy as it's called, as they call it. It's just water. It's literally just water. Let me go grab the flavors actually. Let me go grab the flavors and we'll try some of those out. Because the flavors are actually going to be like pseudo interesting. It's mountain water, so it's like Evian or something like that. Alps water. So yeah, it's kind of water with no microplastics. I would hope. I'd hope there's no microplastics in here. Okay, so we have here 4 cans. Starting with the basic black and white. Here's the black. This is just sparkling. Sickest can design for sure, but where it's sparkling water, I am not a fan. But by far the best can design of any of these, for sure. And then we've got Berry, which is called Berry It Alive. And we have Mango, which is called Mango Chainsaw. Yeah, it's water. There's the mango. So I'm going to try these. And we got the white as a palate cleanser, which is just still water. No, that's Death Wish. I think you're thinking of Death Wish. Death Wish is a coffee. Okay, berry first. Berry first. Yeah, that's La Croix. If you guys have ever had La Croix, it's just like, it's like a generic like raspberry, you know, sparkling water. It actually does have 6 grams of sugar in it though, so it's not just naturally essenced like La Croix is, but it doesn't have much flavor either way. So. Very little, but that's the point. Now, let's try mango. I've been curious to try mango for a while. Yeah. Definitely more flavor than the berry one. Still has that, this is 90% sparkling water and not a whole lot else vibe going on. But pretty good. Yeah. Mango's my favorite flavored one so far. They have other ones too. They have a tea flavor. Caffeine Man style review. Insanely detailed critique reviews. Like, dude, how complicated could it be? Does it give you a boost or does it not? He's one of those dudes that like roast his own coffee because no coffee brand roasts it the way he likes it, right? There's a lot of people like that though. I shouldn't judge. I should not judge. Anyways, yeah. Pretty good. Not gonna lie. So the mango one is good. The berry one is meh. And of course we got the classic white here. I'm not gonna finish these because this is like 2 pounds of sparkling water, and I don't need to be burping all night on stream. So I'm not going to finish these right now. I'm just going to throw these back in the fridge. So, yeah. So, be right back. This is still early though, dude. We're early. I normally wouldn't have even started by now. So this is bonus time, okay? This is not even real content. This is pre-content because you know I do that type of thing. A connoisseur. I don't really drink them though myself. Coffee and tea is enough for me. Yep, and water. Yeah, I'm usually 90% of the time I'm a black coffee and water enjoyer and nothing else. What's up, Kendor? One more notch. Okay. Kenshiro. Just passing by, I'll be at Docks. I love me some RE2. Oh, he's playing RE2 right now? Oh, you know, we gotta drop by and say hello. Ah, yeah, he is. Yeah, dude, he used to speedrun RE2. He was actually pretty damn fast too. I don't know where his time would rank, but he was really fast at that game. This music is too loud, by the way. Which account does he stream on? Because I must not be following the right one. He streams on the Doctor of Red. Yeah, he changed his thing. It used to be Gaming's Good, I believe. It's this one now. Oh, sorry. I shouted out his URL instead of his actual name. I mean, that'll work, but yeah. That's the actual channel he streams on, and he's actually live on it right now. So if you want to check that out, there he is. That's the boy. That's the man right there. That dude has been supporting me and watching me for literally years. So that's the dude right there. That's the guy. But yeah, I just had to get the mic out of my face, you guys. That's the reason for this whole change over here, putting it on this side instead. It was in my face. I loved having the keychain on and all that shit, but it was covering like almost half of my monitor. And I just can't deal with that. Like, I gotta be able to see the fucking screen right in front of my face. Now it's covering my OBS and chat monitor, but I can still see everything just fine. Like, the chat's it's not being obstructed in any way. It's just not annoying anymore, which is good. It was very fucking annoying before to have it in my face like that. I mean, I still got it here. I could try to figure out a way to hang it. Like on here, probably. But see, you can't really see anything on it. It just sits there. But I could definitely do it. I mean, if I just take some time to throw it on there properly, you'll still be able to see it, but yeah. As is, I don't really have many options for that. But whatever. I'll just leave it on there. Because why not? And then that way it'll give us like a little topic, a little icebreaker of a conversation. Somebody's like, oh, what's on there, dude? I could be like, oh, funny you asked. Well, you see about that. Magnet it? That's a good point. If I did that, that would be... Oh! Oh, that's actually kind of... Okay, well. I just kind of figured it out. I mean, as long as it doesn't come off of there too easily, then that should be alright. Okay, whatever. Anyways, I just had to get it out of my face. And here I still have full range of motion with the mouse. It's just not a problem anymore, so it's much better being like this than it was before. And if I move it, it's just easier. Everything about this is easier for me. But anyways, enough about that shit because it's irrelevant. Yeah, I want to finish Silent Hill 1 tonight, and updating the Enhanced Edition modules is actually really easy, so that shouldn't be a problem. That's actually super simple to do. And that's one of my favorite things about the Enhanced Edition is how easy it is to update. Yeah, unfortunately, no. You basically just copy and paste a new... Like, there's two files. There's, like, your game directory, and then there's a folder for textures, and there's a folder for assets. You basically just replace your textures and assets folder every time there's an update with the brand new folders. It's super, super easy. I don't really think it could be much easier. But that's a good thing because I mean, when you're making a mod to a game that's already very hard to get a hold of, you would want it to be fucking easy. Serenity slowed with rain. Wait. What about the Day of Night? I used to have a video of the Day of Night from Silent Hill 2. Ah, yes. This is my favorite video. I used to do very, very long just chatting streams to nothing but this video. This is a 2-hour-long video. Those were the days, man. Those were the days. We weren't content starved back then. I would get so fucking wired just from being on stream because just the idea of talking to people in my chat would give me adrenaline, dude. It still does in a lot of ways. It's just obviously diminished a little bit because I've been doing it for years now. But back then, whew, every time, dude, I got adrenaline off of that. Yeah, it's great. I also have cat hair all over my shirt. Listen, I've got cats, okay? What am I supposed to do, dude? Literally, what am I supposed to do about that? Because everybody was judging me. Right? Yeah, we need some off-key bells. We also need some completely new instrumentation. I swear it had to have done something with, like, copyright. They were probably trying to skirt around copyright by saying, well, we changed the composition, so it's no longer his copyright. We added dog shit instruments that are not even in key. It's actually, that was the exact word I was about to use, transformative. We transformed the content, dude. Yeah, like you said, into a fucking dumpster fire. That's about all you did. Sick Boy says the mouse and keyboard support for 2 is really good, so that's awesome. I would hope. Because if it wasn't, I would call the cops. Dude, I gotta stop, I gotta stop looking at YouTube because I always want to comment on shit that I shouldn't. I just shouldn't. Now, Kendo, you dropped a really interesting video that I want to watch. I know you said you were gonna watch Dr. Red, but the video you dropped I still want to watch. It's called Sweet Home 1989 Origins of Survival Horror, so let's watch that. I'm gonna start putting Discord on my main monitor. It's a 32-minute video about, we're going to explore games that preceded Resident Evil, the game that coined the term survival horror, but that were already full-blown survival horror games through and through. Today in this inaugural episode, we start our sojourn through the annals of survival horror history with the predecessor, the game that Resident Evil was originally intended to be a full-blown remake of, Sweet Home, the 1989 Japan-only Famicom horror JRPG that was released alongside the Kiyoshi Kurosawa movies of the same name. A fascinating piece of video game history and still to this day a phenomenally good game on its own.
This
Sweet.
video was sponsored by Audible.
Mild spoilers? Oh my god, I can't watch this anymore.
It's a dark, foggy, moonlit night,
I hate when people talk like this, dude.
and the hounds of hell are hot on your tail. As you scramble and dash through the forest underbrush, a shadowy silhouette rears above the landscape in front of you. The crumbling edifice of a gigantic, rundown mansion. With barely a second glance and no time for second thoughts, you throw open the ancient wooden double door.
I really hope he's not going to talk like this the whole video. And see, now here's what's funny. Like I said, I was in Sandwich's stream the other day. She said she hates British accents. I hate this accent. I wonder if she likes this one. I'd be curious to know. I should put the link in her Discord and ask.
And dive inside, bolting the entryway behind you.
Because it's the most relevant piece of information right now, of course.
To the palatial, candlelit interior, the proverbial voice of God echoes across your subconscious psyche.
You have once again entered the world.
Please stop, dude. This video is actually getting really cringe now. Oh, what's up, Hex?
Survival horror. This was a small, seemingly innocuous...
I was talking about the dude that reads the memos in Amnesia, the British guy. That's what a coinky dink.
English that honestly wasn't really out of place with the rest of the first Resident Evil.
Hey, check this out, Hex. I don't know if I've got a chance to show you guys. We got the room 312 with the pyramid head charm. I got to be very careful moving this because it could fall at any moment. There we go. Yeah, pyramid head charm, room 312, Lakeview Hotel. Yeah. It's at a fucking super specific angle though, because I need to like magnetize it or tape it or something so it doesn't fall, but if I move it too much, it'll just fall. That's cringe.
Still to translation. The genesis of the phrase is simple enough. In its original Japanese incarnation as Biohazard, survival horror was a tagline featured heavily in the game's pre-release promotion.
That's a ha-ha.
But, you know, calling it English feels a bit uncharitable, because the phrase survival horror has an excellent...
By the way, his use of the word English right there. Look, hey, some of you rightfully pointed out the racist connotations and history behind the word English I used in the opening chapter of the video. I appreciate you pointing this out since I was not aware of it. Uh-oh, he got canceled. I would always understood it as the very specific type of wording and phrasing of English and Japanese marketing, especially around the bubble economy era, but after looking into it, turns out there's a whole nother yikes layer to it I had no clue about. Disappointed, but sadly not even surprised. Apologies for the ill-conceived use of the word. I'll definitely be striking this one from the vocabulary for good. It's no more racist than saying Spanglish. It's just broken or poor English. Voluntarily being non-racist is literally 1984. How are they arguing about this shit in this video? What's up, Gavin? It does not matter what the fucking video is. People will argue about the weirdest shit. Basically, he used the term English right here. Listen.
Calling it English feels a bit uncharitable.
He just called it English because the way they said biohazard. And now, apparently, people have pointed out racist connotations and history behind the word English, and somebody said it's not more racist than saying Spanglish. When someone calls something like this racist, they are belittling the very real problems others are facing. It's always good practice. Tough to apologize when you believe you might have hurt someone, even when it is not intentional, simply because it's the nice thing to do. It's clear that you care, which is important at the end of the day. But isn't the censoring of language and its usage manipulation too? Hashtag 1984. Read it and it'll open your eyes to how you're being manipulated. Voluntarily being non-racist is literally... Okay, I'm just closing this. Losing brain cells every millisecond I read that horse shit.
Because the phrase survival horror has an excellent...
Get it out of here.
...says on the label quality that sums up Resident Evil damn near perfectly in 2 words. This is a horror action game.
Get out of here.
With strong emphasis on play mechanics and resource management. Game design that, to this day, is still regarded as the essential core of the survival horror genre. The original Resident Evil on PS1 was a surprise smash hit phenomenon that almost no one saw coming like this, selling more than 5 million copies worldwide and sparking the creation of one of the most legendary series in all of video gamesdom. And so, thanks to its opportune inclusion when the game released outside of Japan, the phrase survival horror quickly became both the popular shorthand and the universally agreed upon moniker for the new subgenre of modern...
Can't decide on a stick.
Gaming.
Me personally, as long as you're a fan of the color, I'd go with the pearl. Because the pearl is a different button layout. It's called Noir. and the noir layout is basically your hand shape. So noir actually has the buttons going down on a slope, just like your fingers. Whereas, oh, that's eyeliner. Yeah, it's curved. Whereas there's the Vuelix layout where the buttons are almost completely straight. So I prefer the one that's curved to match your fingers. That's what I play on, is the noir layout. It's just easier.
That Resident Evil almost single-handedly pioneered. Almost. Because considering how the first Resident Evil has become synonymous with the golden age of survival horror and the genre's legacy writ large, you'd be forgiven for thinking that this game was the patient zero and originator of the survival horror genre.
That fucking guy's hair, dude.
Thinking that this game was the patient zero and originator of the survival
That Wesker guy's hair is just amazing.
horror genre. But just like the best haunted house stories, the horror goes so much deeper than you know. Resident Evil was, no doubt...
By the way, these guys have the guy that played Barry and the guy that played Wesker have recently done a playthrough, and they said that they were spraying cold water on them to make it look like they were sweating. They do that in movies a lot. They did it in Terminator 2, because the metal works at the end, where they're supposed to look like they're sweating. It was actually cold on set, so they had to keep spraying them with water to make it look like they were sweating.
Originator of the survival horror genre. But just like the best haunted house stories, the horror goes so much deeper than you know. Resident Evil was, no doubt, the apotheosis of many different game design trends that gave fixed shape to what we now call survival horror.
Amazing game. Signalis is amazing.
At the same time, though, there were quite a few games that had already featured this very combination of action, horror, and survival gameplay in the years before Shinji Mikami and Hideki Kamiya first linked up at Capcom.
Oh, the Pearl Baby discontinued, actually. It's been a while since I've looked.
Series I'm launching here. We will dig into
you can get the Hori Fight Stick A, and I think the Hori Fighting Edge is still sold. The Fighting Edge is my favorite stick ever. Really quick, I'll show this. The Fighting Edge is by far my favorite stick that's ever been released. The PS4 edition that has the metal top. I don't know if this is discontinued or if it's still available, but this shit right here, best stick I've ever used, hands down. It just has so much space for your hand. Like, it just has infinite space for your arm and your wrist. So it's super, super comfortable to use. But yeah, I would recommend this as the #1 choice, but the Hori Fight Stick Alpha is also good.
History of one of the medium's most important and influential genres, and the games that inspired it. Some of these games are already fairly well known,
Clock Tower.
well regarded in their own merits, like the 1992 Lovecraft 'em up adventure Alone
Alone in the Dark.
Others are far more obscure and esoteric, like the 1989 action platformer Project Firestarter, or the 1987 shooter RPG Shiryu Sensen's War of the Dead.
I think they're discontinued is the problem, Gavin. I'm pretty sure because the PS4 Fighting Edge used to be $200. I think it's discontinued.
But all these seemingly different experiences share a core emphasis on the interplay between mechanical mastery, resource management, and the use of horror themes to subvert player expectations, keep them constantly under pressure and on the back foot. Some of them served as direct blueprint material for Mikami and his team at Capcom when creating the first Resident Evil, and others' influence can be felt more indirectly, like a distant flap of a ludic butterfly. But one way or another, these are the games that make up the origins of survival horror.
Cringe. Not only am I turning the video off, I'm ending the stream. Goodbye. Just kidding.
Alright, before we continue, a short interlude from the sponsor of this video, which is Audible.
What?
I don't
Oh,
believe there are
okay. So whenever there's an ad, here's what we do. You warm up the wrist and you start mashing that right key until you see it's over. Hell yeah, there we go.
I want to cover a very special...
That's just tradition. Anytime you see the ad, you warm up the wrist and you start mashing that key, and then you see if they have chapters set up, you know exactly when it's over, so you're good to go.
Title. The game that is, more so than any other, the main source material for the original Resident Evil. So much so that Resident Evil was actually first conceived as an out-and-out remake of this very game. We are talking about the legendary 1989 Japanese-only Famicom horror.
Yeah, well, how legendary is it really?
Of a genre renaissance, and this is no exaggeration, forever changed gaming as an art form. Be it ever so humble, there is no place like Sweet Home. Decades before it would serve as the core building blocks of the original Resident Evil and the wider survival horror genre, the 1989 Famicom Japanese RPG Sweet Home was already breaking important ground for video games. While game-movie tie-ins were certainly already a thing in the 1980s, Sweet Home was the first time in media history that
I want to watch that movie.
and film were created and released parallel to each other. In a very real way, Sweet Home was one of the first and most important experiments in what we now know as transmedia, where a story is told simultaneously through multiple mediums like film, TV, books, comics, and games. Chalk it up to Japan once again being massively ahead of the curve when it comes to pop cultural and storytelling trends.
Sweet Home The Famicom 心の力を私にください
Why do they make everything seem so fucking awesome? Japan has this thing about it where they can make anything seem like the coolest shit in the world. Their marketing is just top fucking notch, dude. And maybe it's just because I have a slightly weeby side. Maybe it's my weeb side coming out, but I don't know, dude. It seems like they really have just a knack for that sort of thing.
The film Sweet Home, released in 1989 alongside its Famicom counterpart, has few pretenses and is actually pretty much exactly what it sounds like. A slow burn thrill ride through a literal...
Oh, slow burn. That's such an inside joke for us because one of our friends literally always describes things as slow burn.
Featuring killer practical effects.
No matter how quick of a burn it really is.
And a deeply surrealistic story. The mad pursuit of artistic perfection by an infamous painter, Ichiro Mamiya, has led to the horrific disintegration of his family and the poltergeist haunting of the dilapidated expanses of Mamiya Mansion, aka the titular Sweet Home. And hey, the vagaries of copyright law combined with the fact that it never was officially licensed for distribution outside of Japan means that right this moment, Sweet Home, the movie, is available to watch for free on YouTube.
What? Oh, dude, we're watching this. If this, dude, we're going to watch this movie. I'm going to do a watch party about this. That's really cool.
Links in the description. This was one of the first films directed by none other
Oh
than
my
Yuji
God.
Kurosawa, the David Cronenberg of Japan, who would later become world famous for the 1997 psychological thriller Cure and the 2001 techno-horror extravaganza Cairo, released in the West as Pulse, which is, if I may be so bold, one of the finest and also one of my absolute personal favorite horror films of all time. Quote me on that.
Oh my God, dude, these clips are scaring me. What the fuck? I will say my favorite Japanese horror movie ever made is actually Audition from 1999. If you guys have ever seen Audition, I'm not spoiling a millisecond of it, but it is unbelievable. It is an amazing movie. It bends your fucking brain. It makes you feel like you're transported to another fucking world, dude. It's a great movie. I thought he made it, but I guess it was a different director that made Audition.
The story sees a hapless film crew visit the abandoned Mamiya Mansion in search of the painter's legendary lost frescoes, in hopes of being the first to publish the paintings as part of a documentary about the reclusive artist's life and times.
You ever prep?
That's true, yeah.
Shitty house,
It's like sewer gators.
sounds. Ooh, is it haunted?
But of course, it isn't long before mysterious and horrific happenings begin befalling the crew. Hauntings, hallucinations, demon possession, and murder most foul.
Oh my God, dude, we gotta watch this
Sweet
shit.
Home hews closely to the story and themes of the film, which is no surprise considering that director Kurosawa and the film's executive producer Juzo Itami helped bridge the mediums by working as the executive producer and supervising producer of the game respectively.
That's really cool.
Indeed, from the very beginning, survival horror has been a genre defined as...
Dude, they were so fucking ahead of the curve. Holy shit, he was not lying. Remember the first example of this was like Microsoft talking about Quantum Break in 2016 or some shit, like 2015, 2016, where they were saying, oh, Quantum Break is not just a TV show, it's also an Xbox One exclusive game. Dude, Japan was doing this shit in 1989. There's nothing new about that. They were touting it like it was some new amazing thing. That's fucking crazy how ahead they were on that.
as much by its connection to the cinematic arts as by its connection to the ludic. Sure, those pre-rendered backdrops and fixed camera angles in Resident Evil were, in one sense, a technical workaround because 3D rendering was still in its infancy. But these iconic camera angles also speak to the cinematic aspiration.
Yeah, so I'm sure you guys know this, but the way that these games work is that the background is just a static image, and the only things that are actually rendered are the characters, the enemies, and the weapons. And very rarely objects that you can move. So it tricks your eyes really well, but it tricks your eyes into thinking that the character is in these backgrounds, but these are really just images with collision.
That have been the beating heart of this genre from its
Yeah,
very
so there you can really see it. All of this is just a static image with collision here. So they'll just draw a collision where it looks like the railing is, and then the enemies and you and the weapons are the only thing that are rendered. Everything else is just a static 2D image.
inception. The biggest divergences and departures between film and game stem from, what else? The gameplay. Rather than the more straightforward action shooter format we've come to expect from survival horror games, Sweet Home on the old Famicom most closely resembles old school menu-driven Japanese RPGs like Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest. There is a top-down overworld to navigate, treasures and secrets to discover, and of course, random battles, pulling you out of the exploration phase out of nowhere, in which you'll take turns trading blows with the mansion's deadly and otherworldly denizens. Now, it is well-established gaming lore at this point that the PlayStation 1 Resident Evil was indeed first conceived as a straight-up remake of Sweet Home. Shinji Mikami's initial concept pitch was for a fully 3D, first-person perspective reimagining of the original Famicom game. You can even hear the game's lineage in the Japanese promotional media for the first Resident Evil, which makes use of a reorchestrated version of the Sweet Home battle theme.
仲間と助け合い、血に飢えた怪物たちが徘徊する館に隠された数々の謎を解いていく。
Not to mention the fact that Kiyoshi Kurosawa himself was brought on as a supervising producer for the development of the Sweet Home remake that became Resident Evil. But as the realities of development on the brand spanking new PlayStation hardware wore on, certain compromises had to be made in order to realize the team's vision. The perspective was famously switched from first to third person, and design for the rooms and backgrounds dropped the real-time 3D environments in favor of pre-rendered stills. The scope of the game shifted alongside these changes as well, which is ultimately why the Sweet Home remake was rechristened as Biohazard in Japan and Resident Evil everywhere else. Sweet Home is a game that, at the time of this video's release, is more than 3 decades old. But playing it today, it's still crystal clear just how much of this game's DNA ended up being transposed into Resident Evil and survival horror writ large, further driving home the fact that this game is one of the most influential horror games ever made. You only have to play this game for about 5 minutes before you'll be treated to Sweet Home's iconic door-opening cutscene, rendered lovingly in the Famicom's 56-color palette. This moment was lifted almost beat for beat by the original Resident Evil and spruced up into beautifully pre-rendered shots. And perhaps the most iconic shot of the original Resident Evil, the George Romero in the mirror camera pan where the zombie turns around to reveal its half-rotten face and half-eaten victim. This was also a direct reimagining of Sweet Home's horrific reveal of the psycho and madman enemy types. And just like Resident Evil, Sweet Home tells much of its story and backstory through the use of diegetic diaries, notes, and blood-scrawled script you'll come across during your journey, best immersive sim style. Paying careful attention to these notes, and taking copious notes of your own, is the only way to fully come to grips with Sweet Home's uber macabre narrative. It's also
what the fuck is the baby buried there? What the fuck? It's a Famicom game?
With Sweet Home's uber macabre narrative.
The Memorial Tower is the baby buried there. What the fuck?
It's also an exemplar of one of the most important game design staples of survival horror thanks to its absolutely teeth-grindingly restrictive inventory system. Each character in your party of 5 only has room for 1 key item, 1 weapon, and 2 inventory slots. This demands careful planning and a purposeful playstyle in order to complete the game's many puzzles. You will often encounter progress blocks that require a key item several rooms away, or even on the other side of the mansion. And so you'll spend much of your time crisscrossing and backtracking across the expansive mansion grounds, swapping items as you go. But all the while, the random battles will continue to chip away at your limited pool of resources, bit by bit, while hordes of horrific zombies, spirits, and assorted creepy crawlies assail you from all sides. This all makes exploration of the mansion a nerve-wracking prospect, even in the best of circumstances.
I should not be yawning. Coffee.
Monster designs don't have quite the same impact
Chug coffee, let's go.
in 1989, as we observe with eyes oversaturated by decades of hyper-realistically staged video game ultra-violence. But just imagine playing this one of the tiny handful of actual true horror games in existence at the time, as an impressionable 12-year-old. Indeed, to that end, Sweet Home features a handful of rudimentary cinematic sequences that, in our modern gaming parlance, can fairly be termed jump scares. Yeah, it's maybe one of the earliest examples of scripted jump scares executed in a video game. Even something as innocuous as examining an object in the environment can result in a bone-chilling surprise for the player. This game was, far and away, some of the most horrifying shit you could ever hope to see on an 8-bit system in the late 1980s, which is absolutely and 100% why Nintendo
Oh my God.
America refused to touch it with a 10.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, there's no fucking way this came out in the States like this. No way, unless they heavily censored it.
Absolutely and 100% why Nintendo of America refused to touch it with a 10-foot pole, and the game frankly never stood a snowball's chance of being localized outside of Japan. Like, seriously, are you even allowed to show this much blood and guts on the NES?
So fan
So far,
translation
I've
must have
talked
been
about the similarities
what they were
and
showing.
lines of continuity between Sweet Home and Resident Evil. And yeah, this stuff is basically catnip to deep lore horror nerds, which, if you're watching this video, there's a good chance you might count yourself in this illustrious company. But as interesting as all this stuff is, it's also worth pointing out just how excellent Sweet Home is on its own merits, independently of the "it's the proto-Resident Evil" appellation that is the elephant in the room around pretty much every discussion around this game. Because yeah, Sweet Home is a hugely effective and compelling fusion of the RPG adventure genres, which basically blazed its own trail and was unlike anything that had been released before it. And it's the sort of mechanically dense play experience that any survival horror fan, or even anyone with an appreciation for retro games, can enjoy today, some 3 decades since it first came out. As the player plumbs into the depths of Mamiya Mansion, you're given total control over the configuration of the 5 members who make up your adventuring party. You can switch between each party member on the fly, combine
I almost
them together
want to
in
play
each
this, but I know it's
or
going to be super
even
hard.
having individual characters go solo and strike out on their own. But just as we know from every horror movie ever made, splitting up the party is a great way to get everyone 6 feet under in no time. So you'll definitely want to keep your crew in a tight formation, especially in the early going. Exploration and progression through Mamiya Mansion is solidly JRPG in its mechanics. You'll fight through menu-driven, turn-based random encounters, and your characters will gain experience, level up, and grow more powerful over time. You'll also find weapons scattered throughout the mansion grounds, each with their own advantages and disadvantages. Regular weapons are all-around damage dealers, rune weapons are most effective against ghosts and spirits, and silver arms give you an edge against flesh and blood types like zombies, rabid dogs, and maniac killers. There's also a rudimentary magic system where each character will accumulate prayer points as they explore and level up.
This is
In
so
battle,
cool,
Great
man. Fuck.
Command is essentially the game's
See, this is the thing. We got cool games on the NES, but nothing as cool as this, dude. Come on. Like, Nintendo of America, I know they wanted to keep things kid-friendly because that was their primary audience, but dude, we never got anything as cool as this shit. And there was a lot of games on the Super Famicom we didn't get either that were also very cool.
magic equivalent. Selecting it will present you with a quick mini-game where a bar fills in the
And dude, this went all the way on until the PS2 era. There's a bunch of PS2 games that are NTSC-J only, and they're region locked. You cannot play those unless you either have a very heavily modded PS2 or a Japanese system. That's it. It straight up says NTSC-J. You open the case and it says for Japan only. They were still doing that in the PS2 era.
You must time your button press in order to determine the strength of your prayer attack. Praying usually does more damage than a regular physical blow, and is extremely helpful in times when enemies...
Tried this one out, but couldn't get into it. This game looks fucking awesome, but I'm more interested in watching the movie that it's based on. The movie looked fucking sick. And it's available for free on YouTube, apparently, because of distribution rights or something. So, yeah, that's going to be awesome. I definitely want to watch party that shit at some point. Hang on a sec. I got a DM and I'm not trying to leak anything, dude. Wow, Dr. Red said Resident Evil 7 would be a great first playthrough to watch. Yeah, he was just talking about Pulse. He said Pulse is his favorite, like the guy that made this video, he said Pulse is his favorite horror movie ever. I love Audition, dude. I don't know how you and Tusk feel about Audition. Audition is probably my favorite Japanese suspense / horror movie, man. When I first watched that shit bent my brain. I felt like I was in another dimension. You know, it might have just been the time that I watched it because I was pretty young. I was like 17. But something about just the way that it's shot and the way that it just feels otherworldly, dude. That shit, I love it. And I recently watched it and I was like, probably not gonna like it as much. I was young, kind of impressionable. No, I still feel like it's a fucking amazing movie.
Or grappling attacks that take a party member out.
It held up perfectly.
But beware, because your pool of prayer points is limited indeed, and not that easily replenished. Now, myself and many others have gushed extensively about this rare and painfully underused marriage of survival horror and JRPG turn-based combat.
Shadow
I've
Hearts?
touched on this before in my videos on Kudelka and Parasite Eve.
Oh.
RPG mechanics these
Shadow
days
Hearts is a good one too.
feel like a quirky outlier in the survival horror pantheon, but Sweet Home stands as proof positive of how this genre hybrid served as the core inspiration for survival horror gameplay, especially when we're talking about the genre's early years. In a very, very real way, Sweet Home is where it all began. But the twist that elevates this game above other JRPGs of its era is in how each of your 5 controllable party members has their own unique item-derived abilities, and each of these are essential for solving puzzles and progressing through the mansion. Katsu,
Oh, damn.
and Ringleader.
Oh, damn. What was it actually called? Yeah, there's a lot of Toby Hooper stuff I never looked into, but I definitely should. I mean, being such a Chainsaw Massacre and Poltergeist fan. Oh, Jin. Okay. So, never mind. I was going to get into something weird about his death, but we're not talking about that stuff tonight.
Leader has a lighter for illumination or burning down rope barriers. Emmy, his daughter, is
the master of unlocking,
who can open any basic door. Asuka is the vacuum specialist who can hoover up progress blocking glass shards.
The
and
vacuum
dust off
specialist?
frescoes so they can be
What?
Photographed and recorded by Taguchi, the team's shutterbug. And rounding out the group is Akiko, whose handy remedy kit can cure various poisons, curses, and other encumbrances.
Oh, okay.
So when one of your 2 to 3 person team bumps up against a puzzle you haven't solved yet, more often than not, you'll need to switch away from your current adventuring party and bring along the character with the necessary skill or item for the situation. Photographing each fresco will reveal its own unique clue, which often
That is
points
so
you towards
cool,
the solution
man.
of a nearby puzzle. This means that uncovering the mansion's mysteries and progressing through the game requires effective back and forth switching between the characters who can uncover the solutions and the characters who can execute those solutions. Sometimes it's as simple as taking a key object from one room, traveling to an adjacent room, and putting it in the proper spot. So far, so Resident Evil. But in other cases, you might realize that the key item you need is all the way on the opposite side of the mansion, raising a dilemma. Do you coordinate all 5 characters for yet another grueling trek across the estate grounds?
Or split.
Or do you form a smaller 1 to 2 person team and try to hoof it there and back again?
Yeah, that's what he said, because he said each character can only hold 1 key item and 2 other items. It's like, Jesus, man. I can't even stand... See, I'm such a pussy, I can't even stand Chris. I hate 6 item slots with needing to grab small keys, dude. I only play Jill. I can't do that 6 item slot bullshit.
A much more efficient, but also much riskier.
Where's your liquid death? Right the fuck here, Mag. Right oh, shit. I lost my place. This is all your fault. I definitely didn't just press the 8 key and fuck up my timestamp. There's the tall boy. Straight mountain water. And here's the sparkling. Nice and fridge cold. This is the best can design, though. Let's be honest. Focus, you fuck. Thank you. This is the best can design. No! Focus. Oh, my God. Well, they only had 1 case of the white, so. All the rest was flavored and sparkling shit, so. Okay, where the fuck was I?
So they can be photographed and recorded by blue, grueling shortcuts that aid in your traversal of the mansion. Opening these doors results in some wonderful aha moments when you realize how well the different sections of the mansion connect together, almost as though Sweet Home is a very early example of a, dare we call it, Metroidvania? The interlocking field of play, the extremely restrictive inventory system, and the constant attrition of the random battles creates this beautiful, escalating back and forth tension. The player is always juggling a handful of mini dilemmas and trying to make the most of their ever-dwindling pool of resources, all while frantically beset on all sides by seemingly impossible odds. In other words, Sweet Home really and truly is pure survival horror in its most...
This is the game that inspired Resident Evil, Meg.
And it's the kind of experience that's only...
Look, I was able to hang the keychain, so we don't lose the keychain either. This is the optimal setup, dude. The shit's not in my face. It's only in the way of this monitor, and I can already read all the shit I need to read. Let's go. And if I need it out of my way, I just move it. Like this. It's a fucking revolution. I just throw it into the shadows, and then it's out of my way completely.
Possible thanks to the incredibly forward-thinking fusion of RPG, adventure, and horror action mechanics. There are even randomly occurring rudimentary QuickTime events, a full decade before Shenmue came along and stole all the credit.
That is such a great game.
Hey, you!
While exploring,
I play the Steam version with the Japanese voices in this is like a night and day much better game. The English version turns it into just a pile of cheese. Like it's just so stilted and B-movie, but the Japanese version is very serious. The acting is excellent. It actually makes it into the serious tone game that it was supposed to be instead of a cheesy B-movie.
occurring rudimentary QuickTime events, a full decade before Shenmue came along and stole all the credit.
Hey, you!
While exploring, a spirit or possessed object will occasionally come hurtling at you, threatening to deal extra damage to your lead character. You've only got a few moments to make the correct decision. Dive left, leap right, duck and cover, or...
Yep,
close
exactly.
eye and
Yeah,
pray.
Nintendo of America, there's no way in hell they were going to localize this.
The slow ticking down of your party's health, because
They wouldn't even really allow Midway to release Mortal Kombat unless it was censored. They censored the shit out of that from the arcade board version. So there was no way in hell this game with all of its graphic violence. I mean, there was a text line that said, "Is this where the baby is buried?" That would never fly. Ever. On the NES.
And you'll need to pay careful attention to the slow ticking down of your party's health, because Sweet Home features yet another twist that further complicates the limited party size and inventory system. Permadeath. That's right. When a party member dies,
Yep.
it's...
Hey! Hey! I get DMCA'd here, you fuck. Amazing song, though.
5 spells or helpful church clergy to bring them back to life. They're gone for good.
I appreciate the MCR insert, but hey, I'm creating content here. I'm gonna get DMCA'd.
Once all 5 party members die,
Anyways.
it's game over, man.
Sorry.
Not only does each
I had a
take
meltdown.
big chunk out of your party's battle,
And I apologize. I'd like to apologize to my fans, my supporters, everyone who supported me in my journey.
power, it adds another wrinkle on top. You lose access to that character's ability item, each of which are 100% necessary to complete the game. But don't worry, the game does give you alternatives. If Asuka dies with her vacuum, another character can pick up a broom and use it to the same effect, for example. Or if young Emmy perishes tragically, you'll need to locate a wire lockpick to replace her.
Cringe. Wow. So you're saying me putting myself out there and being real was cringe? Okay.
Out really well, so that you're never put in a
Fine.
soft-locked, unwinnable position just because a character has died. But man, I speak from personal experience when I say that you really, really don't want to be put in this position, because the difficulty increases exponentially with each party member you lose. And the game's ending is determined by how many of your characters
Of
make
course.
it through to the end, which, with the best and quote-unquote secret ending reserved for players who manage to reach it with their complete party intact. Again, this speaks to Sweet Home's status as the originator of the survival horror genre, right down to the willingness to dole out severe punishment to the players for sloppy play or for making an error in judgment. So, losing a character is the perfect moment to rewind time a little and take full advantage of the game's generous save system. You can save your progress anywhere, anytime outside of battle.
That's cool.
But you'll have to be careful here, because saving at the wrong moment absolutely can put you in an unwinnable position.
Yep.
You might find yourself stuck in an obscure corner of the mansion, low on HP, with no restoratives at hand and no hope of escape. And in times like this, your only choice is to start the game over from the very beginning. That is
That's fucking brutal.
Brutal and demoralizing stuff. they don't call it Nintendo Hard for nothing. Sweet Home was a moderate success in Japan. It sold well and earned critical plaudits from the Japanese fandom and gaming press, many of whom felt that the game was actually superior to the film even. But as was previously mentioned, to this day, Sweet Home has never seen an official release in
No,
English.
gotta be a fan translation they've been showing.
The game's ultra-gory imagery, combined with the low popularity of JRPGs in the West at the time, meant that there was very little chance that Nintendo of America would shoulder the expense of localization, especially for a text-heavy game like this. And so, thanks to those same vagaries of copyright law that make the film free to watch on YouTube right now, Sweet Home remains ensconced within the vaulted crypts of Nintendo's retro necropolis, where Shigeru Miyamoto reigns over their neglected IPs from atop a throne made of human skulls emerging.
Let's see how much this is on eBay when the video's over.
Only to issue blizzards of Mafia-esque DMCA takedown notices. Of course, a game like Sweet Home is way, way too important for horror fans to leave it in the grasping clutches of a company like Nintendo. And so, this horror gaming progenitor became one of the very first high-profile Japan-only titles to receive a full fan translation as part of the nascent ROM hacking and translation scene that rose up around emulation in the early 2000s. The translation team known as Gaijin Productions released a solid English translation patch in 2000, which was further refined and perfected by a ROM hacker known as The Siege in a Definitive Edition Addendum patch released in 2016. The 2016 patch by Siege is generally agreed to be the preferred way to play the game in English, as it features an improved translation and a good handful of bug fixes.
Oh, really? I didn't realize it said that.
There are some caveats here. In my own emulation experimentation with a patched version of the game, I found that most modern emulators cannot save your progress via the in-game menu. Once you turn the game off, your save file is erased.
You have to save state.
In my testing, the only modern emulator that was able to successfully save and load was MESEN, or Meesen, which thankfully offers
Which songs were featured, Meg? Which songs were featured?
So you're covered either way. But really, this is only a minor quibble, because the game works fine with using save states in any emulator you'd like, and save states are in most cases far more convenient to use than the built-in save function anyway. I've provided links to the MESEN emulator as well as the translation patch at romhacking.net, where you can use their helpful online tool to create your own English translation patch ROM of Sweet Home. Of course, emulation is only half the battle. This is an old-school, tough-as-nails JRPG, and bustling in unprepared almost guarantees you a one-way ticket to oblivion. So in lieu of the kind of step-by-step walkthrough that'd spoil all the fun, here are some pro-gamer tips gleaned from hours of struggle that will help you make it through a night in Mamiya Mansion yourself. If you want to skip them for your own completely untainted playthrough, feel free to jump ahead to the beginning of the next chapter. And I don't want to completely take the joy of discovery through the occasional instance of ludic suffering away from you. See, it's easy to feel like you're reaching for hyperbole when you describe Sweet Home to someone who has never played it.
What is that song? That's the Village save theme.
This game was so
really good.
Important and influential, your average chronically oversharing horror nerd could easily spend half an hour or more rattling off all the things that make this game such an incredible, avant-garde, damn near breathtaking game. But even just on its own merits...
Dude, the footage of this looks so much scarier. This low poly footage. Look at that. Oh my god, that is so sick right there. That is the sickest thing I've seen. In a good way. I love that footage, especially, it just looks so good.
But even just on its own merits, Sweet Home is a
Any thought song?
horror RPG experience.
You're out of my element there.
Broke the mold and created an entirely new gold standard in gaming. A high mark that would take yet another 7
I don't know what
years
qualifies
to
as a thought song.
in Biohazard, Resident Evil. Because here and now, in the light of 2022, it's plain to see that Sweet Home has stood the test of time as one of the all-time greatest origins of survival horror.
That was an excellent video. You know what? I said it was cringe at the beginning. I take it back. Dude! Where are my dislikes? I re-enabled those, you bastards. Did they take that away again? No. I need a new extension? You fuck. Show YouTube dislikes. I know I had this installed. Available on Chrome only? God. It better not be gone, dude. I need my dislikes. You had a nice chat with Iron Tusk 64. 64 yesterday. About what? Yeah, it's installed, but it's not showing anymore. They must have made a change. Update. Return YouTube dislike extension disabled after latest Chrome update. You fucks. It's now asking browsers to give access to return YouTube dislike's own website. The issue seems to be reportedly affecting Firefox-ish users too. Whatever. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but it is annoying. Oh, he told me a little bit about that. Give me a sec. Anyways, no, he wasn't talking any trash. Anyways, let's see. Okay. Yeah, so what's up, Panda? I'm gonna be playing Silent Hill 1. We're gonna finish it off tonight, and then if we're feeling froggy, if we're feeling frisky, I will update Silent Hill 2 Enhanced Edition and we'll play Silent Hill 2. I changed everything again because, like Sick Boy calls me, I'm a serial overcomplicator. The mic is now mounted on the other side now, so when we do green screen stuff, it's already going to be set up correctly. And I don't have to flip the camera. It's already going to go off screen. And you can see right there, that's the green screen scene, so that's what it's going to look like. And the other thing is, we get to keep the keychain because on the old arm, you can actually hang the keychain on these tightening knobs instead of the mic itself. So, fuck yes, we got to keep everything, and the mic is not in my way. So, let's go. I think this is the optimal way to do things. I miss Sir Bacon. Well, Sir Bacon is playing Resident Evil 2 right now, so he's just feeling a little bit too special for our stream tonight. Just feeling a little bit too special for us. And I will not have it. But I did just watch a video about the game that inspired the first Resident Evil. It was an excellent video. And upon watching that video and dropping a like, I found out that the return YouTube dislikes extension has been disabled. So now not even I can see YouTube dislikes. Not even I can see dislikes. As a man who downloaded an extension and installed it, I swear to God, I am fucking furious. I downloaded everything. I'm sorry, that's a little inside joke. Little inside joke about early Boogie 2988 when he made videos and he said the word download. He used to say download all the time. Guys, I am just mired in this degenerate YouTube culture. I know all this. I know all the slang, dude. Quit taking her birth control? Well, I mean, what did she expect to happen? That's like saying I started purposefully driving into ditches without a seatbelt on, and I got hurt. Who would have thought, dude? Who would have thought? I don't know how that would have happened, personally. I'm shocked. Yeah, a new hat comes in Friday, so we'll get to see yet another hat that doesn't fit correctly. That'll be fun. That'll be a fun one to deal with. A mystery, that's what I'm saying. How, dude? Literally, how? I know neither of them make good money and they both live with their parents. Should be good. Yeah, what is it? I knew a girl like that when I worked in retail too, where she had a super young boyfriend. He was like 17 or 18 and she had just turned 18 and they're having a kid. And it's like they both are just leaving high school and starting their very, very first jobs and they're just having a baby. It's like, did anybody think about the financial aspect of this or did it just happen? Oh yeah, my stream doesn't count because nobody is gonna spread the rumor. We keep secrets here. We keep secrets, Mag. I don't know if you knew that. Nah, you know we keep secrets out here. Let me blow my nose in. Let's play Silent Hill 1. My PC restarted because I ran a Windows update. I'm amazed that my camera even worked because usually whenever my PC restarts, because Elgato is a very great company, every single time your PC restarts, you have to basically reinstall their capture card drivers and software. Very good company. So I've already done that, but amazingly, I didn't have to. The camera just worked. But we'll see if the PS3 capture card works. If not, then I'll have to do it for that as well. All right, we should hear glorious PS3 boot up sounds here any second. All right, what do we got here? Is it gonna work? Let's find out. 3, 2, 1. Fuck yes, let's go. Didn't have to reinstall anything. Let's go, Elgato. They actually got their shit together today. I know, there's no better sound. There's no better screen than just this screen right here. I know there's violent and disturbing images, and I love it. I know that they're in this game. I'm happy to see them. Fuck yeah. Really liking this SteelSeries keyboard so far, too. Got it for fucking steal off of eBay, so I really can't complain. Let's watch this. Give her a good old watch. Yeah, the save theme music is amazing too. I like the Village save theme music. I think it's underrated. I need to get a layout. I need to get an actual stream layout for when I play 4x3 games. You know, with like a logo of the game, an overlay around, or an overlay, that's what I mean. I need to get an overlay for when I play games that aren't full screen. But yeah, just like a straight black with white around like the camera icon of the game at the top. It'd be so good, dude. I'm starting to get comfortable with the mic like this. It was really weird after 3 years of having it on this side. You guys are gonna think I'm being over dramatic, but it's really weird after 3 years of having it on one side, now having it on the other. But what the fuck ever. It's fine. Okay. Now I can actually see the whole screen. Holy shit. It's a revelation. It's a fucking revolution. Oh. Okay, I was gonna say, not a crash that quick, dude. Come on now. Alright, we gotta look for the hole in the chain link fence. Which I think, yeah, it's up here somewhere. Yeah. Cover's been removed. Could Sybil have gotten to the amusement park from here? We're coming up on the last thing we need to get the good plus ending, by the way. Almost there. I'm excited to play Silent Hill 2 with mouse and keyboard. I haven't been able to do that in years. This little fucker. Okay. I thought he was going to go for a swipe. Speedrun marathon, break all the records. Yep, I'll just break all the world records in one shot. Easy. I don't even need a single reset. I'll just do it in one take. Let's go. What I really want to start speedrunning is RE4, but it seems miserable. Like, I keep watching people just having horse shit happen to them over and over. Oh, you fucking... This is the first time I've been grabbed by these guys in a long time. Well, Mag, I basically have already done that. I've done 19 and 20 hour streams before of Silent Hill. I gotta get my sleep right before I do that, though. Look how smooth it is. It gets oddly smooth in certain areas of the game, and this is one of them. Jump back, bitch. Oh, shit. I was actually about to die. You know what? It's time. It's time. We bust out the double barrel on him. Get him out of here. It made no sound. A sleep stream? Nah, I don't do sleep streams. Fuck that. You guys don't need to see me sleeping in fucking boxers. I promise you that. It's not that entertaining, okay? You know, Faye has told me I should do a subathon, though. Faye's told me I should do a subathon before. Wear a onesie. I'll buy an Elmo onesie specifically for the occasion. Oh, what's up, Faye? Speak of, not the devil. You know what? Speak of the angel. Speak of the angel. There he is. I'm not trying to butter you up. I'm sorry. Hey, Faye, look, we're going back to 2020, Faye. Original mic arm with original cable with Liquid Death. Look at us going back in time. We're going back in time, dude. Not only do we have one can, two. Let's go. The best can they've ever made right here. Look at that shit. Oh, shit. They need to make the still water in the black cans. Apparently they do for their sponsorships. This is sparkling water. This one is sparkling. This one is still, but apparently for their sponsors, sometimes they will give them the black cans with still water in it because the black cans look better on camera. Which they do, admittedly, but who gives a shit? Let's play. Sell your soul for a shirt. Go back in time and get the precious youth I wasted on dipshit. I wasted some of my youth on a dipshit too. Hell, I was actually very close to being in the situation your coworker is now in. If you know what I mean. I'm sure you do. I mean, it's possible. It's easy. Selling feet pics? No, no, no. Mag was talking about a coworker who, never mind. I'm not getting into all that. But we know it happens. We know it happens. Trapping and all that. And I mean, when I say trapping, I'm talking about like purposefully getting pregnant or hiding from your partner that you stopped using birth control. That's a very shitty thing to do. Okay, so last qualifier. Oh, well, I'm armed to the teeth to prevent it, but yeah. Last qualifier for good plus ending right here. You know I'm armed to the teeth to prevent it. In the cut with the homies. The homies. Dude, her shirt looks so weird with those two breast pockets like that. Alright. So once we do this, we lock in the good plus ending. Walk up to her, don't let her hit you, and use the red liquid. You can kill her. But we're not doing that.
Sybil, wake up. Snap out of it. Sybil.
Harry, what happened?
Shh, don't talk. I'll take care of you.
Harry, why did they take your daughter? Why her?
I'm not sure myself. But, you know, Cheryl isn't my biological daughter.
This is major important story right here.
Told her yet.
Yeah, but everybody likes to, you know, I don't know. I'm susceptible to it as well.
On the side of the highway. Nobody knew where she came from. We didn't have any kids of our own. My wife was sick. And it didn't look like she was getting any better. So we took Cheryl in.
So in that case...
There might be some connection between Cheryl and this town.
So what do you do now?
Cheryl is my daughter. I will save her.
I liked Soul Calibur 2 and 3. I didn't play much after that. I played the Soul Calibur that had fucking Link in it on the GameCube. Teach me how to fight in game. Spin the stick at 300 spins per second and mash every button at least 20 hits per second. That's how you win.
I don't know who you are or what you're trying to do, and I don't care. Just one thing. Let Cheryl go. That's all I ask.
Yeah, Doc will make a video about how to mash hard enough. He calls it the vibration technical. That's one of my favorite videos ever. Hydrate? I got you. Got you tonight, Rose. We're on that liquid death tip. I'm gonna finish this can.
What is this?
That is a deep cut. That's the flower rose she gave us in the church. Dahlia gave us in the church.
Where's Cheryl? Give me back my daughter.
We meet at last, Alessa.
Dahlia Gillespie? Where's Cheryl? Where is she?
Where is she?
Alessa. This is the end of your little game.
I've heard of Midsummer, but I haven't seen it. I've heard it's kind of crazy though.
Could she be?
Bro. What, we need to watch it in the Discord?
Little pest.
Wild as fuck? Yeah, we should watch it.
I was careless. Thinking you couldn't escape from our spell. But Mommy didn't know how much you'd grown.
I hate the way she says mommy. Ugh.
That's why I couldn't catch you all by myself.
Craziest movie I've ever seen is Slaughtered Vomit Dolls. Hands down, no questions asked.
Now you're half indebted to this man for his help.
Hey, what are you talking about?
Alessa, my dear little girl, there is one thing left I need you to do for me. No! Get away from me! Bad girl. Everything is ready. Let's go home.
What's going on here?
Yeah. I love that too. Or like I think you were saying the other day where you ask someone, you know, for a specific appointment and then they call you back and they're like, all right, your appointment is on this date. It's like completely different time. It's like, wait, what happened to me being able to ask you for a time? They're like, oh, about that.
Harry.
I can only play blindfolded? Hell yeah. I'll mash so hard my hand falls off. I'll mash like a fucking Idaho potato farmer. Let's go.
Alessa and Dahlia.
Harry, listen. Something you said before has been bothering me. I just can't get it out of my head.
Oh, this music.
So I went to look in the basement. Even though I was scared as hell. Like you said, there were these creepy rooms. But nothing really unusual down there. But while I was down there, I got this weird feeling. Like I'd been there before. Like something happened there. But I can't quite remember somehow.
But yeah, subathon would be cool. I need to have like 4 days off of work to do that though.
Harry,
I'll probably do that during the summer.
I'm so scared. I can't take this.
It's only a temporary
It's only
thing.
a temporary thing. You're in shock from when you were knocked out. Don't fret about it. You'll remember after a while.
No. You don't understand.
Use your PTO before you
Where do you think you're
KMS.
going?
Before you kilo mile Snickers. Don't do that. Don't cause diabetes if you eat a mile long Snickers, dude. Dude, this whole area is so fucking awesome. It's just called Nowhere. When you save, it just says Nowhere. It looks like the hospital examination room, but as you're about to see, it most certainly is not. Look at this. It's just a void on either side here.
I'm being summoned. What happened in this town? What could be making things like this? I have a feeling if I take the elevator down, I'll find it.
That's so weird the way the text,
Cheryl.
it like burns in on the screen right there, like an old CRT. Mag, would you be able, okay, can I ask you a question, Mag? I will literally pay you if you make me an overlay. But I want to show you something really quick. It's literally so fucking easy. It literally would be so fucking easy. Let me just show you something really quick. I could probably do it, actually. I could probably do it. But I want to show you a guy I love to watch, Super Sleepy T. He's really, really good at setting up overlays for 4x3 games. Look at the way he does this. Okay, so he's got, I mean, check this out. It's beautiful. He's got right here. I'll take my shit off. He's got his camera right here. He's got the title of the game, a logo for it in the top. He's got his chat, and he's doing achievements, so he's got his achievement overlay here. But I would just put chat here. I mean, look how simple this is. It's just a gray box with a box for the title, text, which you could just pull from anything, with a black background, a square for the camera. I would need a rectangle, but either way. And then this. Yeah, you don't have to. Like I said, I could probably do it if I just, you know, take 3 milliseconds to apply myself. Any idea what the size might be? No, but OBS's update tells me exactly how many pixels wide something is at 1080p. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So, this is a new feature. So whenever you hover over your scene, it tells you exactly how much space it's taking up on a 1080p canvas. So check this out. Right here. If I click here on my camera, it'll tell me exactly how many pixels wide. Okay, so 120 pixels wide. The height is 1423, but that's just, you know, that's not the actual area around the camera. Right here it is. So 1400 by 260 by 526 is the, yeah. But that's the length to the edge of the 526 by 260. Why is the mic on the other side now? Because you couldn't see, but the mic was completely in my face the way it was before. It was covering half of the monitor I'm supposed to be looking at. This way allows me to keep the keychain and get it out of my face. It was literally covering like all this of the monitor, like the left side. 526 by 260, let me see. The actual camera is 382 and 120. But that's a little bit different because you can see it's way higher than the actual. But the shadow is right around it. So yeah, 526 by 260 is basically what it is. But that's vertical. Width-wise, it's 260 pixels. Yeah. That doesn't make sense, though. The width is 260. So how is the height? Oh, no. So that's wrong. This is the space to the bottom. This is the space to the top. And this is the space to the right. So this is saying there's 260 pixels to the bottom of the screen. Here, there's Here, there's 526 to the top. And then to the right is 1400 pixels. And the canvas size is 1920 by 1080. So if you multiply that, you get the total amount of pixels. But yeah. I confused myself. I need to Control Z that. Oh. But yeah. It's interesting that they actually show you that now. So I would love to have a very similar overlay, but I'd rather the lines just be white. You know, like a white border with a, and yeah, what I was gonna say, what I could also do for you, Mag, here, let me just do this. Let me just stop being a dumbass and I'll just do this. I'll literally just take a screenshot of a 1080p screenshot of the game, and then you can just use that screenshot to make the overlay. Super Sleepy T is his name. So we have the gameplay right here. I'll just slide the game over to where it's on the right side, but you can still see the full frame of it. And then my camera would need to come over just a little bit. Like that. Like that right there would work. And then I just have to make the shadow equally smaller. Like that. And then like that. You see? So an overlay like this would work almost perfectly. And then I could put the camera anywhere. I'd prefer it to be a little bit higher, like this. Chat down here, and then the game title or whatever the fuck else above me. That would be the ideal way to do this. So thank God for Command Z or Control Z. I can put everything back to where it was. But that's how I would probably need to do that. Yeah, I will never stop being a dumbass. Make me. Okay, make me. I bet you won't. I bet you won't. Shotty shells. It always makes me laugh when you move. Yeah, because now that I got... Basically, here's where the little booth thing comes from. You guys probably already know this, but I had an interview a few months back where one of my bosses, I did the interview in here, and he was my boss's boss, so he's like really high up in my company. And he said, oh, he's like, I've never seen your setup before. I like your little booth. He just emasculated me by calling it a little booth. Like, bitch, this is not a little booth. It's a slightly larger booth. You're right on everything else, though. Fucking little booth. Damn. That pump action put her in her place. Damn. Boom. This is one more. The very end is the only one that actually works. Ahem. Pump action? Oh, I guess it is sawed off. You're right. Not pump action. I'm sorry. I should know. Oh yeah. Well, I don't even know why it's on sale like that. I guess it was just luck. Probably really old stock that they couldn't sell or some shit. I don't know. Because when I go to order it on Amazon, it's like $16. It's like $16 fucking dollars for a 12 pack. It's unbelievable now. It used to be $1 a can, but it went up after it became a Hypebeast product. And now that it's a Hypebeast product, it's over, dude. The days of easily acquiring Liquid Death are over. Unfortunately. Wawa doesn't even have it. Isn't Wawa like a breakfast place? I thought you could go there to get like a cream cheese bagel or some shit. This sound is so disturbing. I hate it. I hate it. It's a gas station. Key of Ophiel. Skis. Are you okay? You okay, Mac? Yeah. Ophiel is engraved on the key. Little bagel in your little booth. No! Actually, I do need to crack the black one, though. We should do a... Mag, we're going to do a podcast. Next time you come down, let's do a mock podcast where I crack a Liquid Death, or we sit 2 cans on the table, pretend like we're sponsored, and then we'll just talk about the dumbest shit imaginable. And we'll have to sit down and do this at a table, grip, and for some reason people love gripping the mic and just holding it the whole time that they're talking. I don't know why people do that, but they do. Got to do all the tropes, dude. Oh hey, it's my favorite cutscene in the game. Lisa? Dental plan. Lisa needs braces. Dental plan. Amulet of Solomon. Yeah, I don't have a degree either, but I do make more than some of my friends, but it depends on where you live. The cost of living where I live is much higher, so it balances out.
Lisa, what's the matter with you?
Cost of living here is very, very high. It's brutal.
Why I'm still alive even though everyone else is dead. I'm not the only one who's still walking around. I'm the same as them. I just hadn't noticed it before.
Lisa.
Stay by me, Harry. Please. I'm so scared. Help me. Save me from them. Please. Harry?
Yeah, I mean, it's the way they had to make games at the time, unfortunately. And it was like that until PS3 came out, really, that the cutscenes were always way, way nicer than the actual gameplay. This game confuses me. What you mean? Hey, if there's a story-related thing, I'd love to go in on it for 30 minutes. Because God knows, I know way too much about this shit. There's a now Lisa is gone, but there's a diary now. Ask doctor to let me quit being in charge of that patient. It's too weird. Still alive, but with wounds that won't heal. Told the doctor I quit. Won't work at that hospital anymore. The room is filled with insects. Even with doors and windows shut, they get in to spite me to the hospital. Feeling bad. Need to throw up, but nothing comes out. Vomiting only bile. Blood and pus flow from the bathroom faucet. I try to stop it, but it won't turn off. Need drug. Help me. Oh, Jesus, dude. Where do I even start? Well, basically, Lisa is not real. She's not a real person. She's just a projection of the nightmare that we're experiencing right now. And she basically realized that she's not an actual person. She's just, she was, just a manifestation of somebody else's nightmare. And so she got killed by the person manifesting the nightmare because she figured it out. That's the best way to explain it. The Matrix got her, pretty much, yeah. Lisa is just a representation of the nurse that watched over Alessa. And Alessa is the person projecting the nightmare right now. Well, this Lisa that we've been talking to in this game, she's not real. That's why she was so hesitant to leave the hospital, because she literally can't leave. The nightmare won't allow her to leave the hospital. She's stuck here permanently. What did I get? Oh, yeah, the stone. The stone of time. What does my controller charge at? Hello? Okay. It had to load in. That was weird. 2 bars. Should be more than enough to finish the game. Key of Haggath. So there was a Russian guy in here once who speedruns this game, and he actually taught me something really cool. If you use all of your ammo and you go into the demon fight with no ammo, it'll actually die on its own after a short amount of time. Because the game realizes you can't fight it if you have no ammo. Like, it's flying up in the fucking air. You literally can't hit it with melee weapons. So on hard, they blow their ammo before they do the fight, and that way it's way faster. They just run around until it dies. Very, very interesting. But if you think about it, it would have been impossible to complete if they didn't do that, so. No, you bitch. Unhand me, you wench. Get her out of here. Jesus, they were tanks. They took so many shots. Look at him just waddling through this. He doesn't know what's going on. We have so much fucking rifle ammo. The little ring. Yeah, unhand me, you wench. We should be doing much better on heals, too. Oh yeah, 10, 10, and 2. That's really good. I'll just use 1, and I'm pretty sure we find more. Look at this. I've been popping off handgun bullets the entire fucking game, and we still have 84. And 9 loaded in. You just can't run out, dude. This game gives you so much. It doesn't matter the difficulty. I have 42 rifle shells. That's like 6 times more than what I need to get the job done. Always be sure you unlock this. You can actually soft block yourself if you don't do that. I did it one time and it sucked. Okay, well, we just gotta start fucking... You see that double shot? 2 for 1, let's go. Yeah, so you have to unscrew this, and if you don't unlock the door, you actually can't get back here because the elevator gets disabled. And this is the last key you need. But it's electrically charged now, so we can't grab it. But we do have to grab the camera while we're in here. Well, you don't have to if you know what it is that you need on the door, but I don't, so I have to grab the camera. Okay. There's one more key that we should be able to get out of a jelly bean bag of all things in here. Yes, I've played Cry of Fear like 3 times on stream. I can never really get very far. I just find that game very boring. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan. Okay, I think that's it. These are all jammed. The only one I can actually go in is this one. Yeah, and there's not another one. Alright, so we're good here. Also, I thought the enemies were very cringe. Like, they were trying way, way too hard to be scary. Like, that one lady that attacks you with, like, the blade arms and then just screams fucking so loud over and over and over while she's dying. It's like, Jesus, shut the fuck up. And they throw 1,000,001 of those at you in that first apartment complex you get to. You know, with how many times I've done this, you'd think I would memorize it. Oh. Isn't it? How do I forget this already, dude? Oh my god. Wait, what? Oh, the fucking bottom left one is wrong. The top ones were right. Yeah, the rest of them were already good. So dumb. This is the only one you actually need out of here. You don't need anything else. Oh, yeah, world record gone. It slipped from my grasp, dude. You hate to see it. Yeah, now once we get off of this, we cannot use the elevator anymore. So unless you unlocked this door earlier, you are now soft locked. But we did, so we're good. Key of Phaleg. Yeah, if you take this dagger, but you don't put the chain in, you die. So. Or you don't put the ring in the chain. This fucking creature will burst out of here and just drag your ass into the fridge. Or freezer, whatever it is. So make sure to lock his ass in there with the ring. And you're good. And then one of these, I think it's this one, should have another item in it. Yep. I'll explain everything about the story once we finish. I'll explain it all. We're almost there. It's not super in-depth if you know what the game has given you and you can explain it clearly, like I hope to be able to. You're going to be asleep by then? No, because we're going to finish the game in like 10 minutes. Yeah, jelly beans. You gotta open this, and there's another key. I think it's the key of Bethor. Yeah. That gets us access to the generator room, so we can shut the electricity off and go grab the key of Aratron or Adatron, which is the very last one. So the generator room is up here. The only one that's marked. You shut this off so that key is no longer electrically charged. Now we can go grab it. This is at the point that I got soft locked once. Because where I didn't unlock this door, I couldn't get back through here at all. So I couldn't go grab the charged key. Or the non-charged key, whatever. We're just going for it. Okay, nice. You can get grabbed really easily right there. I should have 4 of these artifacts. Yep. So the last one's in here. It's the Disc of Ouroboros. It's in here. Funny how the Disc of Ouroboros is in this game, and then later on Wesker uses Ouroboros.
Everything is going according to plan.
Also, funny enough, the talent agency that got the voice actors for this is called Stars.
But it's not done yet.
You'll see in the credits.
Half the soul is lost. That is why the seed lies dormant.
And what soul remains captured in that husk is buried deep down in the subconscious.
Are you trying to say it won't work? That wasn't our agreement.
No, these are just stalling tactics. If we lend a hand, we will be able to get power. Never fear, the promise shall not be broken.
But the power we could draw now will be very weak. Almost nothing. Unless we get the other half of the soul.
We'll use a magical spell.
Yeah, this is the part where the story gets very confusing.
Feeling this child's pain, it's sure to come.
Understandably.
But that will take time.
I mean, they're talking about magical spells, the soul being split into 2. Alright, the only thing left is to go kill the final boss. Let's do it. After putting these 5 artifacts on the door.
Do what Mommy tells you now.
It was boring. Like, I tried to get into it, but I just couldn't. I didn't like it. And not just because it was a Half-Life 1 mod. It wouldn't have mattered if it was a Half-Life 7 mod. I just don't think it's that great of a game.
It will make everyone happy, and it's for your own good, too.
It is an excellent free game, though.
But Mommy, I just want to be with you. Just 2 of us. Please understand.
Headset recommendations. I would say don't buy a headset. I'd say get decent studio headphones. And a USB mic.
Mommy.
Why didn't I see this before? There's no reason to wait.
But if you need a headset, the newest Razer Black Shark.
The mother's womb, containing the power to create life. I could have done it all myself.
Yeah, if you need a headset, get the newest Razer Black Shark. It's like the V3, I think. It has a really, really great mic on it. So if you absolutely need one, get that. You don't have a desk to clamp a mic to? I get it, though. Having a big-ass mic in your face is annoying. Sometimes. Using Sennheisers right now, but they broke. Yeah. Like, imagine if we killed Sybil. She wouldn't even be here. Sorry, I just had myself a violent ass sneeze.
It's all because of that man.
Barracuda.
Thankful to him. Even though Alessa has been stopped, his little girl has to go. What a pity.
They fought the good fight. Sennheiser Game Zeros are really good too. Sennheiser PC37Xs are also really good. Dude, Panda, I'm sorry, dude. I did the same thing for months until I eventually got them. Yeah, PC37Xs are excellent.
What have you done to her?
I've actually used those in the past and I really enjoyed them. I just love the gold studio monitor text at the top, Panda. That's what I really love. So sick.
She's right there.
What's up, Jake? You're here early. How you doing, sir?
You are the only one who thinks so.
Why? Why are you doing this?
It's been a long 7 years. For the 7 years since
It is a sickness, it is. But I'm controlling it. I'm controlling it. I used to be a lot worse. I'm doing way better now.
suffering a fate worse than death.
I never invest in anything unless I actually need it now, and I haven't needed anything in years.
She never awakens.
The camera was the last thing, and that's 2 years ago now that I got that.
He has been nurtured by that nightmare, waiting for the day to be born. That day has finally come. The time is nigh. Everyone will be released from pain and suffering. Our salvation is at hand. This is the day of reckoning.
Reckoning. I hate how she says that. Reckoning.
When all our sorrows will be washed away. When we return to the true paradise. My daughter will be the mother of God.
Yeah, so now both halves are going to join together and they're going to summon the demon Samael to bring us heaven on earth. Well, in reality, hell on earth, but they're going to bring about salvation now. Let's fucking go. Our boy Kaufman is here. Fuck out of here. Look at this dude with the drip.
Quit screwing around. Return things to how they were before.
Kaufman!
Did I ask for this?
Nobody uses me.
Nobody uses me. You won't get away with this.
Your road is over. We don't need you anymore. What do you think you can accomplish by coming here?
My, aren't we getting cocky? Bet you can't see this.
So remember what happened to Sybil when we hit her with the red liquid.
Love it is. I thought I got rid of that.
All I had to do was plant it somewhere for you to find.
more where this came from.
Stop it!
It expelled the demon Sybil had in her, so now he's going to throw it at her, expel the demon out, and we're going to take care of it. This dramatic shot is so fucking awesome, of the Aglophidus flying through the air. One of the craziest final boss themes ever right here. The Brandy.
What the?
Oh, dude, every time. Oh my god, every time it gets me. It sounds so fucking crazy. Well, Dolly is fucking dead. First thing it did. What's up, Konami? No, we did the majority of the playthrough last night. But welcome on in, sir. Or ma'am. I don't know for sure, but welcome on in. So we've been stockpiling our rifle ammo. It's time to put it to fucking use. Here we go. We're gonna just fucking pop all these shots. Now, it's a glitch on the PS3 version that you can't hear the rifle shots. 1, 2, should be one more. 4, 5, 6. Okay. The lightning bolts put you at 1 HP, so you have to heal immediately. Oh, we killed him. Damn, that was fast as fuck. Let's go. That was fast as fuck. I gotta get that odor eaters, dude. That's the secret. I worked in retail. I had to use those. Oh god. This ending is so fucking amazing, dude. Every time I hear this shit. I'm just gonna shut up. Let me shut up. I think the best part about all this is that every time you play it, it's exactly as good as you remember. There's so few games or movies that are like that, where every time you go back and it's exactly as good as you remember. It never diminishes. Like it never feels overrated. It always feels just as great. I don't know the other rules. I just know that one. This track is Tears of. Like this. By Kari Yamaoka. Road Warrior's like that for me. It's a perfect movie. You know, I actually prefer the first Mad Max, funny enough. Road Warrior is good, but I liked Fury Road a lot as well. Road Warrior is fucking great, though. Can't deny it's a classic. And that look, Mel Gibson's look with the one sleeve missing on the leather jacket, so sick, dude. Oh, I didn't. I did my first playthrough of this on stream a few years ago, and this was the one game that I waited to play. And I got the bad plus ending, which is where you don't save Sybil, you don't save Kaufman. All that happens is Alessa stands there and shoots lightning bolts at you, you kill her, and then the game's over. It's so bad, dude. I didn't even realize all the shit I had to do to get good plus until somebody in my chat told me. Voice talent agency stars. What are the chances, dude? So the ultimate irony, the person responsible for casting the voices in the original Silent Hill was named Stars, just like the main characters of Resident Evil, its main competitor at the time. I find that very funny. I find that funny. And it's Stars all capitalized too, just like the logo is. All right, show me the stat screen. What do we got? Well, after this, of course. Did he just grab her ass? How did I never see that? Probably because their website ships it direct from the US and Amazon's probably getting it from China, I would assume. They had to put something lighthearted here, dude. By the way, it was one guy that made all these CG cutscenes. Just one motherfucker, Takayoshi Sato. He's a beast. He also did all of the CG for Silent Hill 2. All of it. Dragon or Obsidian 2? Bro, I'd say Obsidian 2. It's super easy to mod. Brand new, just came out. You know they're going to be around for a while. I'd hit that Obsidian 2. The Dragon is also super heavy. I owned it once. It's like 15 pounds. All right, let's see our rank. Did we unlock the katana? Probably not. I tend to not do that. Nope. We're missing the katana, but we got the chainsaw, the rock drill, the gas, and the UFO medallion. I forget what you need. I think it's the completion time. Yeah, it's a special little cutscene, I think, that plays after you get the good plus ending. It's just like a lighthearted thing where they just, you know, fuck around. I think low saves is also good. If I would have done way less saves, I think I could have got the katana. I love this song. And most people are not supposed to get the good plus ending on a first playthrough, because how are you supposed to know? Unless you look up the shit. Amazing. Always, always amazing. God, this is such a sick song. I don't even know what this is called, but it's really great. All right. Well, oh no, yeah, we're playing 2, no question. You guys just got to give me a second to update it. Yeah, we're shooting straight to 2. I got to update it because I want to play it with mouse and keyboard this time. They apparently, the new HD or the new enhanced edition gives it full mouse and keyboard support and 60 FPS mode. So we're going to play that. We're jumping straight into 2. I might actually finish 2 tonight. I am feeling very froggy, as it were. But PS3, you've done your job. Guys, this is a fat PS3 from July of 2008. I don't know how much longer it's going to last. Okay. It's going to be a sad day when it goes. But about a year ago, I took it completely apart. I stripped several screws in the process, so I won't be able to take it apart again. But I took it completely apart a few years ago, or last year, about a year and a half ago now. And I repasted it. I cleaned the board extensively. There was no corrosion, and I repasted everything. I even delidded both chips and repasted the TIM on the inside. So fingers crossed it'll last for quite a while longer, but if it does die, it's going to be a sad day. Either way, let me take a quick break. I'm going to hit up to Burble and Pine by David Torn, and then we will update our enhanced edition. And we're going to play Silent Hill 2 with mouse and keyboard, baby. I've been waiting to do this for a while. Be right back. Shoutouts to Mag for this screen. What? What's wrong with calling it PS3, Fat Mag? It's what everybody calls it. I defy you to find somebody else that doesn't call it that. I mean, what else would we call? I mean, you could call it like original PS3, I guess, but only lame-os do that. Let's go, Gavin. You have one of the best sticks on the market. The Obsidian 2 is a beast. Okay, let's update Silent Hill 2 Enhanced. Now I will rule Tekken with an iron fist. PS3 packed in the original box sitting on a shelf since 2013 untouched. Nice. Is it a slim? I'd imagine it would have to be a slim. Somebody recently unboxed like a launch 360 that was the same way. It sat on the shelf for like 15 years. Nice, dude. Was it because it was your first purchase? 40 gigs, that's awesome. Okay, update video number 9. That was in your studio? That's awesome. Oh, they made this super easy. Well, yeah, they made this super easy. Apparently, all you have to do now is just run the setup tool, and it does all the copying for you. You don't even have to copy all the files over yourself anymore. That's awesome. Hey, appreciate you hanging out, Gavin. Have a good one. NA found a coupon. Hell yeah, dude. Get some rest. We'll talk to you. We'll talk to you sometime. When I closed down, I packed it up. Hasn't been touched since. Yeah, dude. You'll probably need to repaste it, but either way, that's awesome. So we shall see. I think I installed it to the right folder. Yeah, I did. It's basically unzipping the files right now. How do you know about that? Aren't you Maria? Hey, let's be honest. The best stage to practice anything on Tekken is Infinite Azure. It just is, dude. I'm just speaking facts. I only tell the truth. I really, that's all I do is I tell the truth. You gladly send it to me if I ever wanted it. Oh, you don't have to do that, Panda, but I appreciate it. If I ever got into a situation where my PS3s all died, I'd take you up on it, but you don't have to do that. I've got 2 of them from 2008, so they'll last as long as they last. I like still using them because I know if it was somebody else, they may not get used as much. Hopefully this actually works, because I don't know if it's replacing my files or just installing new ones. But we'll see, I guess. It's installing the FMV enhancement pack now. It's about 4 gigs. But they definitely simplified everything. All you have to do is just download the setup tool and just click run. That's it. Okay, Let's start it and let's see if it's updated. Well, the resolution's off. Yeah, it's running a 4:3 resolution for some reason. Yeah, it just says director's cut. So let's try to run my shortcut and see if that works. Any specifics? Yeah, so they added, the two most important ones are they added 60 FPS mode and full mouse and keyboard support, which Silent Hill 2 has never had on PC. I think it did work because I already see the 60 FPS. It's forcing me to set it up in 7.1 speaker config though. Also, I don't hear it. Why do I not hear anything? Yeah, I don't hear the game at all. Let me try to set up the audio here. SH2 PC. Oh, it doesn't even have its own audio track. There we go. Let's put it on game and see if we can hear it. Oh, dear God. Sorry about that. Okay, that should work. I don't know why I'm not hearing any of the menu interface sounds, though. Let's see. 1920 by 1080. It looks like it's just running in 60 FPS by default. And then control options. Okay, well, I can already see it's running in 60 FPS. You guys will be able to see that very easily here. This one should work. See, I mean, you can already tell. So I'm pretty sure this must have worked. The game should be popping up any second here. Oh yeah, for sure. Millions of consoles that aren't even getting used anymore, sadly. Oh, I think my PS3 scene is still showing it is. There we go. Now the sounds are playing. Why is it forcing me to use 7.1 though? That's what I don't get. Anyways. Good news is that installation was easy as fuck. I mean, super fucking easy. So. Close out of all my extra shit here. We're going to do normal, action, hard, riddle. And let me swap my category. All right, Silent Hill 2 Enhanced Edition, newest update, 60 FPS, mouse and keyboard support. Let's do it. Ooh, that's loud. Oh, wow, it looks crazy good. Holy shit. That's definitely upscaled. Well, we know the 60 FPS mode worked. Now I just got to make sure the mouse is supported. And set up my controls and we'll be good to go.
Mary, could you really be in this town?
Oh, it does. All right, sweet. So we actually have mouse support. Amazing. So W, S, A, and D, those are correct. Left shift to run. Probably Q and E. Okay. And that's basically all I would need, is it? I need tab for the menu, though. Right now it's I. Wow, this is so awesome, dude. Truck stop bathroom. It actually is, though. Wow, you can even use the mouse there. That's sick. Okay, so inventory, we need tab. Light on and off. F is good for that. Oh, ready the weapon was F. Reload R, quick save, unequip weapon. Okay. That should work. Nice. Tab for the menu. Oh my god, this is crazy, dude. I've never seen this game in 60 FPS. This is awesome. It makes the cutscenes look sharper, too. I don't know if that's just an optical illusion, but it feels like the cutscenes are sharper as well. Oh, it is most certainly not clean. It's almost to the point of being too sharp for these textures. Almost.
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday. But you never did. Well, I'm alone there now. In our special place. Waiting for you.
I never want to talk during this.
I got a letter. The name on the envelope said Mary. My wife's name. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I showed a super high render of it. They also showed a little bit of it in the remake trailer. A tiny bit.
A dead person can't write a letter. Mary died of that damn disease 3 years ago. So then, why am I looking for her? Our special place. What could she mean? This whole town was our special place. Does she mean the park on the lake?
You might be thinking of the HD collection video.
There. Just the two of us staring at the water.
Where they made it overly sharp.
Really be there? Is she really alive? Waiting for me?
By the way, they're still working on updates for Enhanced Edition. Like, they're not done creating updates for this yet. It's actually insane how hard they're working on this. Feels really great to be able to play this with mouse and keyboard finally, though. I don't mind playing with a controller, but I would much prefer playing anything on PC with mouse and keyboard. It's almost too sensitive. That's better. Also, control gives you search mode, so you can press control and move the camera around. Where my boy Troy at? Thankfully not in this fucking game. Holy shit, he was bad. Damn, this is crazy, dude. I have never in my life, I have never seen this game so sharp. This is crazy. Or smooth. I can only imagine the amount of work it must have taken to mod this game this much. Like, they basically had to create a new game from the ground up. A lot of very talented coders working on this. So shout outs to them. It's amazing. It's super dense, super thick, just like the PS2 version. That was something that the original PC director's cut was missing, was the really thick and dense fog. There's something in the well. What's that? Looking at this makes me feel like someone's groping around inside my skull. It gives me a weird feeling. God, it's so sharp. Holy fuck, dude. Look at all these saves. Holy oh my god, dude. Do they have dates on them? They do. What's the oldest finished playthrough I've got on here? Looks like November 2020. That was a normal playthrough. Yeah, November 2020 is the oldest enhanced edition playthrough I've got on here. Fuck it, let's start overwriting some of these that we don't need. This was my last one in February. No, that, you know what? I won't overwrite any of the game completion ones. Oh shit, I keep wanting to press tab to reset the camera like in 3. Maybe I should fix that bind. I should make control the inventory or something.
Excuse me,
I'm sorry. I
No,
was
it's
just...
okay. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm kind of lost.
I wish we could find the original project files for these.
Lost?
Because all we can do is upscale them. If we could find the original project files and render them out at the right resolution, it would be crazy sharp.
Silent Hill? Is this the right way?
Yeah. It's hard to see with this fog, but there's only the one road. You can't miss it.
Thanks.
But
Yes?
I think you'd better stay away. This town, there's something wrong with it. It's kind of hard to explain, but...
Is it dangerous?
Maybe.
You can actually see the facial expressions on him pretty well now, too.
Just the fog, either.
Okay, I got it. I'll be careful.
I'm not lying.
No, I believe you. It's just... I guess I really don't care if it's dangerous or not. I'm going to town either way.
But why?
I'll admit it, this is the worst line in the game right here.
I'm looking for... someone.
But that's it. After that, it's fine.
Who is it?
Someone... very important to me. I'd do anything if I could be with her again.
Me too. I'm looking for my mama. I mean my mother. It's been so long since I've seen her. I thought my father and brother were here, but I can't find them either. I'm sorry. It's not your problem.
I hope you find them.
Yeah, you too.
Dude, I saw a very cutthroat thread, which is not new, but I saw a very cutthroat thread on the Silent Hill subreddit, where some guy was purporting that the only point of articulation on James's face in this game is his jaw when he talks. And somebody responded with like 10 GIFs showing a whole bunch of different situations where you can see something besides his jaw moving. And the dude, and it was just like a complete fucking takedown, and they were just going at the throat, dude. I swear, the most pointless fucking arguments happen in that subreddit. Well, the most pointless arguments happen on Reddit, let's keep it 100, but specifically the Silent Hill subreddit is awful about it. They are terrible about it. I mean, just horrendous, dude. Man, this is crazy. I never thought I would see this. Look, see, this is what the HD collection should have been. Like, they should have been able to make it 60 FPS. Even in 2012, it should have been possible. They should have officially released this on PC years ago. with these updates. Yeah, the same jitters are there. I think that's when the game is loading in new areas. If I had to guess. Call me crazy, Kendo, but that's my rank. I'm sticking to it. Actually, wait, is Q strafe? It is. And then E. Wow, those are actually really good binds already, but maybe I should use tilde. What is tilde? He like jitters. What is that doing? That's weird. Or tilde, whatever you call it. What's up, Mars Morton? How you doing, sir? Shit looks crazy, dude. Have you seen this? I'm sure you've seen it. And no, you can't normally get the chainsaw here. That's New Game Plus only. The Roadrunner. There's a lot of really interesting signs in this, because in one you couldn't really see, they just kind of look like jumbled pixels, but in this you can see a lot of shit. There's like Silent Hill fishing supplies, there's a bakery. We're about to go to one that's a reference for Flowers for Algernon, or a reference to Flowers for Algernon, right here. Flowers celebrating 70 years. Grab this first aid kit. I contemplate on how many rank 2 is the best SH on a story standpoint. Oh, the street names are all named after authors again. But you can see it here. Sanders, Lindsay, Neely, Katz, Saul, Harris, Munson. One was obviously more obvious because it had like Kuntz and a few others like Dean Kuntz. Anyways, I contemplate on how many rank 2 is the best SH story. On a story standpoint, it is better than 1, but on a gaming standpoint, not a whole lot. I feel like I prefer 1 and 3 because they're actually about what Silent Hill is about. This game is a big departure from any of that. This is a game solely about James Sunderland and his story, as well as Eddie and Angela. And it doesn't really explore the cult and their activities too much. You can find references to it, like especially the Rebirth ending and different things, but it's not explicitly about that, which is something I'm not a fan of. I gotta say, I would prefer if they would have implemented the cult somewhat, but I understand why people like this one. Because if you're not into that, you don't like that type of horror, I mean, this is your game. 100%. This is your game. So I don't believe other language versions of this exist. I think this is the only voice pack that exists. Every other version just has subtitles. They have subtitles that are supported, but they all have the same voices. Because these people were cast in Japan. Oh god. The hitching still happens, but I think that's when it loads areas in. Yeah, it makes 2 is just a big departure from what Silent Hill is typically about. 1 and 3 and 4 even are way more to do with what it's actually about, which is the cult and the ritual and the summoning and how it affected the town. But like I said, some people just straight up don't like that, and that's fine. If that's the case, then this is your game. There is a Japanese version, but it doesn't have, no voices, just subtitles. Kind of like how the new Resident Evil games, they cast the American actors and record them in Japan. Oh god, what is happening? Why can I not ready the weapon? It should be right click to ready the weapon and then click to swing. Let's see if I can set that up here. Ready weapon. No, it won't let me bind a mouse button. Okay, so... Alright, I'll have to use F. That'll work. And then how do I swing? Okay, so it is click to swing, but you have to press a key to ready it. You can't use right click.
Is it dead? What the hell is it? It's not human.
Well, oh, now it's working. No, it is working now. For some reason it wouldn't... Maybe because it was unbound before. When I swapped F to the light on off key, I think it unbound it, and that's why. But it's good now. It does look better. Dead. Could it have been that creature? What's going on in this town? If you walk over a corpse, by the way, he tracks bloody footprints. Very cool. You can see him right now.
Oh, yeah. This thing broken? What the?
Whose footprints are these?
I better take it anyway. I might need it.
Circling endlessly around the one fucking crate outside, and he just keeps running in a circle asking whose footprints they are. Gotta love it. By the way, there's super soldiers, the super genome soldiers that can't figure out where my footprints are coming from. Oh, okay, and then mouse wheel switches your weapons. That's really cool, actually. That's a feature the original never had, of course. Yeah, the original was weird. They had no official mouse support. You just had to bind everything to the keys, which you could do. Like, a lot of people speed ran it like that, but I just found that really awkward. I could probably use T. I'll use T as the inventory button. So let me rebind this one more time here. So T will be inventory and tab will reset the camera. Search mode is what it's called. Yeah. Search view tab, that'll reset the camera, and then T gives me the inventory. That's good. I'll take a little bit of damage here. Intentionally, of course. Until we see the red health icon in the bottom right. Maybe one more. One more. Yeah, it's got to be one more. I was going to say I didn't disable the indicator. There it is. Okay. And then map should be M. Okay, cool. Damn, they really do have everything set up correctly already. Might have been the default binds, but they're still really good. Alright, so now that we have a weapon to defend ourselves with, I'm going to do this in the right order. So you're supposed to go down to Saul Street, which is what we're going to do, and find a mobile home down here. You can see these alleyways still look really similar to how they did in 1. Very claustrophobic. And I think there's a health drink in here. There is. It just means that I'm low health. I have to use that because otherwise I can't feel the vibration anymore. The vibration in the Xbox controller is the other indicator that you're low HP. But where I don't have that, I need that indicator to tell me. Because obviously keyboard does not have vibration. There might be a keyboard that has that, but I certainly don't have it. All right. The hyper spray. Memo lying on the sofa. I'll wait at bar Neely's. So basically you can go in this first section, it kind of guides you to the right place, but you can basically go anywhere. You can go anywhere except leaving town, which this is where we came in because the flower shop is right here. And you can't obviously go here, and these are all blocked off. So basically you have all this area that you can explore right now. So regardless of how long it takes you, if you're covering every street, you will eventually find this mobile home that tells you to go here. And so that's, you know, that's kind of a really intelligent way for them to lead you around town without telling you exactly where to go. You know, other games he would have just come in town and been like, okay, so I'm looking for Bar Neely's. Let's find that, or something like that, you know. They would just tell you where your first destination is, but in this, you have to find it. And if you stumble upon the apartment gate key, you can actually just grab it first. You don't even have to go here. You don't have to be told to go to Martin Street, but this is just the order that you would do it in if you were playing for the first time. Happy Burger. It's just so happy, isn't it? So fucking happy. All right, so in here is another map. And it looks like somebody else has also been here. What's that symbol at the end of Martin Street? Copied it onto my own map. And then also is one of the most debated things in the entire Silent Hill community ever, which is this text right here. On the glass window, it's written, "There was a hole here. It's gone now." Nobody knows exactly what the hell that's supposed to mean, but people have debated it and argued about it for about 20 years now. If not a little bit longer. I think it's just in there to just be unsettling. I don't think it means anything in particular. I think it's just supposed to be something that's weird and unsettling. Just to get you thinking, you know? Because the developers have never said that it meant anything specific. They've just, you know, they've been quiet about it. And anytime somebody does have a theory, it's usually a really dumb one. Like a hole meaning Mary's vagina or some nonsense. Which is certainly not the case. So please stop with that. Stop with all that nonsense. You piece of shit. Been a long time since I took a hit from that guy. Yeah, so you can actually find this without having to go to Bar Neely's first. If you stumble upon this first, you'll just grab it. And you can skip all that stuff, which is cool. But obviously the apartments are the first major area. It could have been a Silent Hill 4 hole for all we know. Yeah, it's like... I mean, it could potentially be something weird, anotherworldly, like a portal. I mean, we don't know. Like I said, it's just text. There's no mechanics around it. There's no lore explaining what these holes are. It's just text on a wall. And people have argued for 20 years about what it actually means. But, you know, you could argue that that's the point. Maybe they put it in there specifically to get people talking about it or to theorize about it. If I had to guess, I'd say that's probably exactly what it was. You know, a lot of times companies do things just to get people talking, so... maybe that was just a really early example of it. I'd believe it. Oh. These fucking roaches, man. Thankfully, you don't have to swing, you just stomp on them. I really like this mouse. This mouse support, it's great. Really smooth. Dude, seriously, I can't say it enough. Shoutouts to the fucking developers of Silent Hill 2 Enhanced Edition. They are so fucking talented. It's funny, they've literally done an exponentially better job than the real team at Konami. I swear, they've made this screen sharper. It seems even sharper than it was before. But they've done an exponentially better job than Konami's official team did with the HD collection. To be fair, it was a team full of clowns, but still. Look how good those shadows look even. I'm excited to play 4 again, for sure. For sure, I'm excited to play 4 again. It's been a while, but I'll also be playing that on GOG, so we'll be playing the PC version of it. Damn. Dude, this feels so weird. I'm just so not used to it. I just have become so accustomed to playing this at 30 that at 60 it feels like a weird fusion of modern games. You know, it feels like I'm playing a fan mod of Silent Hill 2, not an actual version of it. I mean, it's not official or anything, but it feels official. Hey, appreciate you hanging out, Panda. As always, have a great rest of your night, sir. I always wonder, where are they making those sounds from? Like, it's very fucking disturbing, but I wonder where the fuck they're making those sounds from. Anyways, we got the flashlight, which is what we need off of this floor. Nothing in here. This is... Oh. Listen. It's going to be really tough to go back to PS2 after this. But I do have this on PS2, which I do have a capture set up, so we could play that as well. The actual black disc, or black label version. Oh, what is it? T for... Okay. Yeah, so I just wanted to check out the update really quick. I'm very happy with it. But, yeah, very fucking happy with that update. By far, I think this is the coolest one so far because... not only was the mouse support in Silent Hill 3's PC port, but never in 2, but the director's cut of Silent Hill 2 was always very lacking in shit. And so now that we actually have a full version, we're in really good shape. So, well, I am going to go ahead and call it a little bit early. Sorry about that, but I will go ahead and finish Silent Hill 2. We're gonna... I know it says day 14 out of 14, but I'm going to try to finish this story marathon first, and then I'm going to take a serious break. Primarily because I have like 29 streams that I have to upload. Actually, a little bit more. Like, I have to finish all of March, and I have to finish all of April. So I have a shit ton of streams I have to upload and get all that shit on YouTube. So I'm going to take the time to start working on that tonight and get caught up. You guys are going to see absolute spam in the Discord, so I'm sorry about that. But once we get caught up, then I can just focus on the streams again and also making some dedicated YouTube stuff. So either way, appreciate you guys hanging out, and I will talk to you tonight. Breaking those chains, even though it doesn't look like it. Goodbye.